Hey, it's Marty and Amy from the Kona Country Morning Show. We have something special today.
The day has finally come. We are going to announce our Coney Country 4th of July celebration artist coming up soon in just minutes.
Yep, so everybody knows that it is a big birthday celebration this year. 250 years for America this year.
Which means we need to step up our game and give you the best concert of your life. And I can promise you, we're gonna do that.
Yep, we're going to have all the information from the artists and what's going to be happening and when tickets go on sale because you'll want to know about that.
How excited is your girl for this?
Excitement level through the roof.
Yes. And I
Yes.
hope you guys are excited too. Plus, a little sneak peek. We've got some insight. If you buy your tickets early, we're going to give you all the details. You might be entered into something.
Yep, so all the information is going to be on our website. You can go to 999konacountry.com or, of course, 4th of July celebration.com for all the goods on the show.
I can hardly contain myself. I'm so excited.
All right, we are moments away.
And this is his excitement.
Well, I am very, very excited. Thrilled for this person to be announced, which we will do in just minutes.
Okay, stay tuned.
Yes, just leave all that shit out there.
Okay. All right. Hey, thanks everybody. Good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is. I every year I mention what a view that the Clyde Lounge has here, and it's pretty incredible. My name is Ben Lindquist, General Manager of Canyon Media and St. George News, and I really appreciate everybody coming out. We're excited about the big announcement today. I'd like to introduce real quick the group we have up here with us today. A really incredible and amazing group of people. They really represent hundreds of people behind the scenes that make this event possible on the 4th of July. And we really, it sounds cliche, but we couldn't pull this event off without these people and the groups that they represent and the people on their teams. And so I'm really grateful. I know I say this a lot. It sounds like a broken record, but we have an incredible community. We have an incredible county. St. George is a wonderful city. And to be able to pull this off every single year, it's not easy, and it's not really that much fun for some of our people, but we do it because of how impactful it is and because of the partnerships in the community. So I'd like to introduce first our new mayor, Jimmy Hughes, from St. George City. Down on the far end, we have almost the far end. We have Wesley Petty from Utah Tech, and then also Dennis Levitt from United We Pledge. And then we have two of our county commissioners, Victor Iverson and Gil Almquist. We're the Quist brothers, a couple of Swedes. And then last but not least, Marty and Amy from 99.9 Coney Country, our flagship radio station and the sponsor of this event for 30-something years. Marty and I have done this event for 25 years, I believe, 25 years together, and it's come a long way, so we're excited. I also would like to mention some of our partners and our sponsors. Again, I mentioned the mayor from St. George City. A lot of people don't know, but there's a lot that goes into putting on a fireworks show, and it's not just the fireworks, it's logistics, it's safety. A lot of things go into that, and they put on, I think last year was the best fireworks show in the state of Utah, and so we're grateful for their partnership and their support. The university, I know the president, he was actually traveling today, but the university has been a great partner. You look at the facilities, you look at the expansion projects and what they're able to do here in our community, and what a great venue that we have to put this on and welcome the community. So we're really thankful for them. And then United We Pledge, I think this is year maybe 5. Dennis and I talked 5 years ago about kind of the America 250 this year, kind of being the culmination of a big finish. We're going to still keep going, but they've certainly brought the patriotic element and elevated that for our show considerably. And then the county. I know this will probably come up, but those of you that may not know, last year they designated the county America's County, and I'm honored to know these guys along with Adam, and really behind the scenes, the effort that they've made to instill patriotism, to make sure that our community doesn't forget not why we're just celebrating the 4th of July, but what our county can be every day of the year. These guys really care about that, and it's a huge reason that they've gotten me to do a lot of other things for the America 250 stuff that they believe in it, and they've been a great example, I think, to our community of that. It's really, I say this, but it's just not possible to do this. Our station gets a lot of credit, our team gets a lot of credit, but you need partners to put on anything special, and so I really appreciate these folks and their teams. I'm thanking a lot of people, but please understand, it's because of what goes on to pull off this event. And so I do want to thank our sponsors, because from a financial perspective, from a logistics perspective, this event does not happen without our sponsors. These are businesses, these are people and organizations in our community that have committed to supporting not just our community, but also our country. And so I would like to mention them. SkyWest Airlines, they've been a partner of ours, I want to say, Marty, for maybe a couple of decades. That's how old we're getting and how long we've been doing it. And Intermountain Health has been a longtime sponsor as well. RAM Aviation, Space, and Defense. I think I mentioned this last year. If you don't know go look and see the cool things that they're doing right here in our own backyard. It's pretty special. And then Cache Valley Bank, they've been a great sponsor. What an incredible organization they are. They are just so community driven. And then Desert Pain Specialists, Minky Couture. They've already got one sold because this beautiful blanket right here of the American flag was provided by them. They're one of our new sponsors this year. Big O Tires, Stout Roofing, the Plastics Clinic and Spa, the Gold Ore Store. I see Greg over there today. A Lifetime Store. They've been a long-time sponsor and making the event fun on site and doing some really cool things. Finley Hyundai, of course, St. George News, Canyon Media, our flagship station, 99.9 Coney Country. And again, the City of St. George, United We Pledge, the university, and the county. Like I said, many of these sponsors have done this with us for over 15 and 20 years. And so we're really grateful. They've made it possible for us to throw a pretty good birthday bash for our country. I'd also like to thank our staff back here. A lot of time goes into this from our team. They don't get a lot of credit. They're behind the scenes. Dusty, James back there, Sky, Amy, Gavin on the camera, Caden. A lot of people to make us look good up here.
Your wife.
Katie.
Oh,
Your wife.
she here? No, I do want to thank Marty and Amy, of course, too. They are the stress relievers for me because it's a big financial commitment, and I get really nervous when we're writing some of the checks that we write, and they go, "Oh, it's going to be great. Don't worry, it's going to be success. We're going to sell lots of tickets. Everybody's going to show up." So the pressure's on our community. Additionally, and I'm getting to the end, but a big thanks to our owner, Kent Franson. He's the guy who really strokes the big checks, and he does it because he cares really about what we're trying to do, and he cares about supporting our community. And then Adam, he's done our sound for as many years as I remember. His wife worked for us for a long time. Adam does a great job. And then lastly, Marty, I do want to thank my wife, who by no choice of her own has become a concert promoter alongside me. And I physically, mentally, and emotionally could not put this thing on without her support. So thank you. Now, without further ado, I'm done talking, and I'm going to turn it over this year to Marty and Amy to announce who our artist is going to be for 2026.
All right. I don't want to be the guy that talks too long, but just a quick story, and certainly
reference to me, the guy?
no, absolutely not. But certainly a credit. I know that you mentioned our owner, but if you think about back in 1995 when we first started doing this, it was literally some plywood on the floor of the Sun Bowl. That was my first year of doing a 4th of July celebration. And here we are today with a 40 by 40 foot stage, 15,000 people, TV screens on the side, and we had a little PA system and, wood on the ground and about maybe a handful of 500 people. So anyway, hats off to Ben, who basically took this to another level. It is actually our afternoon gal, Lorraine, who suggested, why don't we do a concert? And everybody froze and like, oh my gosh, that's going to cost so much money. Anyway, we are here today really because of Lorraine, our afternoon gal, and because of Ben Lindquist here. All right, so this artist that you are going to love, he has 5 platinum #1 songs, and most recently, the last #1 song had a nice little viral video that went along with that.
That I actually talked you into doing with me.
You did?
Now, guys, let me just take over here. I'm so excited. Okay. He's the best. We've already had him, and I have said since we've had him before, we need to bring him back. I've seen him 5 times, and I went up to Salt Lake, and I pulled him in the back, and I'm like, dude, what do we got to do to get you back? It was by far my favorite, and I think St. George can agree to us that he's so good.
Absolutely.
All right, are you guys ready? Russell Dickerson!
Russell!
Ah! It's going to be a big year, 250, and I couldn't think of a better person to share it with.
He definitely, when he was here before, I believe in 2019, was it? 21? Anyway, one of the best concerts that I think I have ever seen, and I know Amy agrees with me. So we are excited to welcome him back and he's 10 times as popular now as he was, back, a few years ago.
All right.
Abrupt.
Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Okay. We're really excited. Right now, he just had a new album. We expect and anticipate from what we're hearing in our industry that he's going to have some awards this year. We play him on multiple stations. That's usually a good indication of the type of artist, is if he's being played on multiple radio stations. Real quick, I just want to talk about tickets. This is something that we try every year to make this event better and elevate it in some way, shape, and form. And this year, one of the things that we've really tried to do in conjunction with the university is just full ticket transparency. A lot of times, if you go to Vegas and you see a concert, you see a $150 ticket, you check out, it's $198.50. One of the things that we've done is try and just have ticket transparency. So when you see a price that we advertise, when you see something on the website at Coney or Utah Tech, that's the price out the door. We've done everything we can to lower ticket prices. Tickets start at just $37.50. And if anybody has seen a concert in the last year,
I paid triple that.
the last year, there are not concerts that you can get for that price anymore. So we're pretty excited about that. Now, the first chance that you'll have to buy tickets will be April 2nd. Coney will have a pre-sale at 6 a.m. So if you want to get those special seats, that's a good time to do that. The general tickets will go on sale the following day, April 3rd at 10 a.m. And you can get those on our site and along with Utah Tech's ticket site as well. So we're really looking forward to a packed house at Greater Zion Stadium. And again, this is a special year that I think our panel up here will talk about, being America's 250th birthday. We have some big plans for how to make this even more patriotic. So thank you. And at this point, I'll open it up for some questions. You don't need to hear me keep talking, but I'll open it up for some questions for our panel.
Yeah, let's talk about why we keep doing this after 30 years. I mean, what makes us keep bringing this back?
Okay. I said I would stop talking, but I'll answer that, and then you guys can. I think for us, one of our mottos is "Here for You," and we kind of created that around COVID. We wanted people to understand that we really wanted to be a part of the community, and it's part of the reason that we associate with these types of partners who are trying to build a better community. And so the reason we keep doing this, it's not financial. This isn't like, hey, this is a money-making thing. For us, we want to bring the community together, and we want them to recognize what a great country we live in. And so I know that sounds like a little bit of the cliche answer of, oh yeah, we love America, but we really have a building full of people that do, and we have an owner that does as well. And we love to associate with people that feel the same way. Rita.
My question's for Wesley. What new things are happening like this year with ticketing, facilities, or maybe on campus?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we're super grateful to be part of this here at the university. It's been a great partnership as far as I've been involved, and I'm extremely excited this year to have Russell back. Personally, been my favorite that we've done so far. So I'm super excited about that. I think about the first year when we did it here. I had my kids here. They were, substantially younger, and it was just an incredible environment, and it's super family friendly. So we're super excited to have the community come on campus anytime that we can get the community here. It's important for us. So this year, and Ben talked about a little bit about it, but transparency. We're always trying to be super transparent with ticket pricing. So what you see is what you pay out the door. I talked Ben into doing a little bit of a jump for us on the technology side. So we're doing full NFC ticketing this year. So you're going to have a nice, beautiful ticket on your phone. It will tag with your Apple Wallet or your Google Wallet, and it'll just be a tap to enter. hopefully that will, speed up the entry process. We always know that, trying to get people in as quickly as possible is a big priority for us. So that will be really cool. And then on top of that, if you're one of the lucky people that get to win one of these, giveaway tickets that we do, we're going to make it really easy for you also to get your ticket this year. There's going to be a QR code on there. You scan it, you go in and put the unique identifier from the code, and you'll have your tickets on your phone. And then lastly, on the ticketing side, what we're going to add this year, so we just rolled it out last week, but Google and Apple Pay will be an option, which will be really, really great, easy. Get in there, double click your phone, get your tickets in your wallet. So from the ticketing side, that's going to be great. And then, as we look at planning this event every year, we want more amenities, more things. Last year, we made the conscious decision to move the vendor village from the south field up into a parking lot that's a lot closer. We're going to do that again this year. It was hugely successful for both the vendors and the patrons to access food. So I think that's going to be that's going to be a good one for again this year. And then we invested in some water monsters last year. We all know it's hot, so we want to make sure that we have plenty of water. I'm sure there will be sponsors, as there has in the past, providing some water. So we're excited about that.
Hi, thank you so much for putting this on. I'm so excited for Wrestle 6. But my first question is, what goes into picking an artist?
I'll let Marty and Amy tackle that.
It's kind of a complicated process, but each artist is represented by an agency, and there's probably 3 big ones in Nashville that most of the artists belong to. So you have to submit an offer, or at least making a long story short, say, hey, we want your roster of available artists for the 4th of July, and this is the price range of what we're willing to pay. And then they give us a list.
So here's what he does. He gets the list, he sends it to me, and I say, that guy is going to be a hit.
Which that's what she's done twice now with Russell Dickerson. So, yes.
Question. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Oh, Chris first.
I got one for Mayor Hughes.
Okay.
Is the city doing anything for America 250? What you have going on, and then your favorite part of the 4th of July as well?
Yeah. Hello. No. No one wants to. No one wants to hear from me.
He's
there
got
we
a
go.
radio voice. He could do it without the mic.
A great question, and the answer is yes. We really love our county partners, and they take a lead on a lot of stuff, and rightfully so. A lot of things that happen in St. George are not just St. George Central. They're, for example, this 4th of July celebration is not just a St. George activity. This brings the whole county together. And then let me just go back to that first question, which is the why. And this has become really big for me as I've become involved and become the mayor, is these community events, community gatherings, which I call them, like this 4th of July celebration, we keep doing them because of what it does for community. And what it does for community is it brings us together, and we can share in that shared philosophy that comes down from us from what we're celebrating at the America 250, which is those American values, those simple things that start right, not here with us sitting up here, but in each one of your homes as an individual and as families, and all the things that we've gotten passed down to us from those forefathers that make our country great. So these community events, not just the 4th of July, we mentioned the Sun Bowl, the rodeo, the fair that's coming up, all of those community events, they bring us together as really Americans, our shared values, and community is what you see over there on the hill when you look at that D and that Dixie spirit that we talk about, which is really us just helping our neighbors. And kudos to Utah Tech for their partnership and realizing the value of that shared system of helping our neighbors. So I'm super excited to be involved. One other thing I'll say really quickly, because Ben mentioned this when he introduced us all, he said, and their teams. And that's really important to understand, is that this doesn't happen. Rarely does anything happen because of a few elected officials. It happens because of other people. And those are our teams, not just city and county employees, but our partners that you see sitting up here. you and the radio station Canyon Media and all those people, the university, the county, all of us working together. And that's what it takes. And I'm super pleased to be involved. And I'll leave it at that. Thanks.
Oh, he got it. Okay, Monica.
Let's talk shade, because we know the sun tries to kill us every year. This year, last year was greater as well. Talk to me about this year. I guess this goes to Wesley as far as campus goes.
Yeah, so talking about teams, we have a great team here, and we have the opportunity that was brought to me that I was shown this cool online shade map that we utilize when we look at events, and with it being July 4th, and we've had the gamut. Just in the 6 years that I've been involved with this, we've had 114 on the field, and we've had 90 on the field. So we're praying to Mother Nature this year that she gives us some great weather, but we definitely wanted to adjust the time frame to make sure that we're in the shade. You know, we're providing that shade as early as we can for the patrons, and for everybody coming to enjoy the event. So last year we made the conscious decision to make the event a bit later, and I think it was very successful. You know, and so we're going to do that same thing this year. So gates open, the sun will be setting. We should have about 80% shade on the field by the time that the show starts, and shortly after it'll be down. So,
And the nice thing is this west grandstand does a great job of providing a nice shade too.
absolutely.
It's really good.
Yep. And on top of that, you know, we've broken up the seating a little bit this year on the west side. So you'll have some options for different seats within the ticket buying process. And you know, last year we enhanced this west side of the stadium by adding all chairback seats over here on the west side. So it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is for Dennis with United We Pledge. I was just curious why you believe this event is so important, and also was there any updates with Liberty Village?
Thank you for the question. And I think 5 years ago we sat together and said, why is this important? Because this nation's important, and we really feel at Liberty Village and United We Pledge that our youth are important, right? I always am appreciative that this is a concert and an event that's family friendly. If it wasn't family friendly, we may not have that same kind of interest level, because that rising generation is important to us. We're happy to do the patriotic pre-show every year. We have big plans. I told Ben 5 years ago we would culminate here, and we've got some really nice things planned. There'll always be the large flag that's coming, as well as a nice patriotic pre-show that I think will be bigger than we've ever done, which will be fun. It's in terms of Liberty Village, we've got 3 buildings under construction at different phases. We have school field trips coming there all the time now. We had our grand opening in September in conjunction with Constitution Week last year. And this year we plan on having, by July 4th, we're crossing our fingers that the Green Dragon Tavern will be done and ready to go by July 4th at Liberty Village. But we're totally supportive of all things America, and always will be.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh, can I say one other thing though? It's Liberty Village related, because we're partners with Kingdom Studios and Angel Studios. We launched and hatched an idea several years ago, but in movie theaters across the nation on July 3rd is launching a movie called Young Washington. It's the story of America's first president. It will be followed up with a made-for-television series. And so that whole Founders Project series is important to us, and we're going to weave in tickets to and all of that kind of thing to guests who come to the concert and the 4th of July show as well.
Yeah, they're great sponsors. Yeah. My bad. No. Okay, we'll go to the back. We got multiple backups. I do want our 2 commissioners. A lot of people may not know what's happening this year in terms of obviously the 4th of July, America 250. You see the placards up here, but and I'd like to hear from both of them on maybe what the county and that America 250 committee is up to, that people just might not know the events that are happening right now.
The last mic.
The last one, yeah. If you break that one, we're out of luck.
Okay. Well, here we go. It's an amazing time. And when you think about it, 160 plus years ago, they were standing right over there and saying, let's incorporate as a city. Now, look at the county. I mean, look at the cities that we have, from the Red Mountain to Hilldale, that also has a big event planning on the 24th of July. But when you look at all of it, and the flag that's almost but missing in so many hearts of people, that why not here? Why not Americus County? Yesterday, we had a Heritage Committee meeting just down at the Alumni House, because President Smead is serious about bringing community back together, from the campus to those who, you know, endured some name changing and things, but really wanting to bring it all back together. So one of the things they talked about in our committee meeting was, well, today, who's going to be the big reveal? So everyone was throwing out names. Connor Shakespeare goes, AC/DC. And I said, okay, it doesn't necessarily speak America to me, but at the same time, I played with that acronym and I came up with Americus County Dixie Campus. And so maybe someday we'll have that really what it means. But the other thing I wanted to mention is, and Victor will follow up with all the events that are happening, several in Santa Clara already have been phenomenal. But in my heart, I can never forget the fact that I was up in Green Springs at some friends' home. They just finished it. We're staying on the back porch. It had just snowed that night, but then it was a clear day like today. And with looking at the red rocks and the white mountain and the blue sky, I will never forget that image. I took some pictures, but it's in my head that we are red, white, and blue, not only in our landscape, but in our hearts here as well. So please come and join in the events that are being sponsored. Thanks to everyone who's putting on this 4th of July amazing concert. I think it'll be the envy of the state, if not the nation, truly. And all these sponsors that have gone in, contributed. So with that, thank you.
Well, I just want to say this is always a great event, great reveal, another great artist. It's going to be awesome. And as we celebrate America's 250, I was thinking about those 56 men that pledged their lives, their fortunes, their sacred honors to each other. And really, in a lot of ways, what I love about our county and our cities and everybody is yeah, maybe we don't have to go to that extreme, but we are committed to each other, to these partnerships, to these relationships. So a little over 2 years ago, or no, a little over a year ago, Dennis was like, hey, we have to come together and start getting ready for 2026. So I think it was the fall, late summer of 25, actually, was it 24? We started our countywide committee, and we have had tremendous participation from all of our cities. Chamber of Commerce, Ben has been there, Canyon Media has been there, and we've already started to do quite a few different events. If you'll remember the unveiling of the Jerry Anderson statue in Washington, of George Washington, that was like one of the first events we're doing. There is great things, for example, happening in Santa Clara with a series of lecture events, a series of other events. St. George, over the last few years, has taken their 4th of July parade that used to be marginal at best to like the best parade in the county. It has just been fabulous. This concert keeps getting better. And what it really, to Dennis's point, it just reminds us of the great country and the great blessings that we have. And when we decided, there was kind of this, it was a little bit of a vanity project of some sort. If we're like, I came up with this idea and I went to Gil and he bought into it. It's like, why don't we declare Washington County America's County? And I was sure that like there was probably 50 counties that had already taken that label. Out of 3,000. There was nobody. I was surprised. And so, but it so fits our county because our people are like that. And so a few things that are going on. Last year was actually the 250th anniversary of the Shot Heard Around the World. And we had a celebration at the county fair. And one of the things that we did is we brought in a colonial village to the county fair. That colonial village is coming back. We want everyone to know that there will be no parking, no admission charge of any kind to come to the county fair this year. The county fair starts in the 10th. We're going to have rodeos that weekend, boxing that weekend. And then the next weekend from 16th, 17th, and 18th is when we're going to have our colonial village there. We're going to have kind of a pageant and music along with that. We'd like to encourage you, bring your families out. That village is pretty cool. We have quite a few presenters that come. The kids can see how they used to live back in those days. So the county fair coming up, that'll be kind of our kickoff. And this is just a wonderful celebration. Ben's already acknowledged all the wonderful sponsors and partnerships, and I just want to thank them from the county's point just on what a great event, and thank you for putting this together. And I'm excited just to be here and celebrate with you.
One more thing. It's emphasized in so many ways that this is America's county. If you get a copy of the proclamation, which I believe is available on our website, please read it, because it incorporates every bit of history, not only nationally, but locally, and what we believe in. But that has all come together at one building. Thanks to St. George City and the county, we've agreed to reacquire the old Washington County Courthouse on the boulevard. And if you go in there, you'll see that United We Pledge, who's running the whole show, has done a miracle creation of not only the history of the building itself, but America. And that's where a lot of events are going to be held. And we want you to take a tour. It's open. And Dennis can give you some specifics, but just understand that we knew that back then they knew what it meant to be a law-abiding, justice, and yet free society. And so please go in there and see America's history in the old Washington County Courthouse.
Outstanding. Real quick, I should know this, but what the county does have an America 250 website. Dennis, do we remember? Somebody remember that off the top of their head?
Now, you can go to nowplayingutah.com. Now Playing Utah has a list of every event throughout the entire state. Sorry. Now Playing Utah has a list of every event 250 related throughout the entire state, and there are dozens and dozens of them. The Washington County website, I don't remember the URL because it has a link in it from Now Playing Utah.
We'll drop it in our social
Okay.
stuff and let people know. But the whole idea with that is really, again, the 4th of July is our big birthday celebration that we're a part of. But there are really incredible things happening up unto that from a patriotic standpoint. And so, the question Monica asked about, why are you still doing this after 30 years? As I've listened to these guys talk about our country, I go, the goal has always been for us to get people, their families, their kids, to have those discussions at least one time a year and to make that 4th of July. We're going to lure them into the stadium under the guise of entertainment, and we're going to give them a 60-minute patriotic presentation before that and remind them about why this is such a great country. But what's special about this year is the city, the county, there are events leading up to that. And so I would not only invite you to come out on the 4th of July to the Greater Zion Stadium and help support this, but also leading up to that, take your kids, take your spouse, take your families, and go see what these cities and county and the county are doing leading up and celebrating America 250, because there's a lot of people that are putting some special things together, I think. So one more question, Monica?
Yeah, I just want to throw this to Amy and whoever else on the panel might be able to pull something out of their mind. What is your favorite part about this 4th of July? After many years, I know Amy's been doing it, Marty's been doing it. Whoever wants to throw this out there, favorite part of this.
Well, he's been doing it for what, 50 years? So I'm not quite that long. But honestly, it's the people. I think we need to thank all of our listeners. We've said this before. We have the best fans, friends who have turned into friends ever, right? And they are why we keep doing this. I mean, it's a lot, but at the end of the day, when you see all those faces out there, people with their families, their kids, they're up cheering, like, that's what makes it worth it. And so if it wasn't for all of you out there watching right now, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you for supporting this for so many years. And if you have never come, highly recommend get your family out there, and it will be a night to remember. You will not regret it.
Monica, they called this 250 years ago the Great American Experience and Experiment, rather. And now we've proven it works. It not only works here, but it's been patterned in hundreds of countries where this is what works for the most freedom. Eventually we'll get them all, hopefully. But this experiment has proven to be not just an experiment, but a fact that this is the way that we celebrate 250 years of freedom.
Yeah, from the university's perspective, we just love to have people here on campus. Like I said, this is the city's and the county's university, and we want to bring people here on campus and enjoy that. For me personally, I talked about it a little bit before, but it's building those core memories with my family. You know, seeing the sparkle in my kids' eyes. We didn't really talk about it too much, but the amazing fireworks show after the event, you know, it's just a magical night for a lot of people that show up. So,
Well said. Any more questions? Okay. Well, again, please come join us on the 4th of July for Russell Dickerson. And a big thanks again to the panel and your teams. As you said, Mayor hit it right on the head there. There are a lot of people. One of the ones I do want to just close with is the police force for the university and for the city. They really make it possible. And not only do our teams and us, we give up a holiday, but the police, I mean, they don't get a time off on that. And they keep our perimeter safe for the fireworks zones. They keep people safe on site and around the city. And so a huge thanks to them and many others that we're forgetting. But thank you again. Thank you for coming. We hope you join us on the 4th of July. We hope you'll support these America 250 moments that the city and the county are putting together. And we'll see you on the 4th. Thank you.
We have just announced our 4th of July artist. It is going to be a great 250th birthday for America and freedom.
Russell Dickerson, I can get it out there because I've slipped so many times.
She cannot keep a secret, so the secret is out. Russell Dickerson, he was back here in 2021. He's 10 times the artist he was back then, and he is coming back for
He
the
was
4th
good
of July.
then. He's good now. Get ready. Get your tickets. And don't forget, pre-sale happens on Thursday. And we've got a little special for all of you that buy tickets early. You're going to be entered into a meet and greet pass to meet him.
That in itself is going to be cool. Plus maybe some other little tidbit surprises. Anyway, we'll have a code for you on Thursday morning starting at 6 a.m. on April 2nd where you can access the ticket site and buy your tickets before everybody else.
Thank you for joining us, and we will see you at the 4th of July.
See ya.
Woo!